Stand by to launch FanStream Sports.
3, 2, 1. Let's start.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome to FanStream Sports. Nothing but pure sports. This is the JP Show.
JP, it is so good to hear you back on the air.
Stand by. Now, here's JP.
All right, welcome in to another edition of the JP Peterson Show, a hump day edition of the JP Peterson Show. After a fabulous night with the Buccaneers at the Raise the Flag premiere, I got the little poster behind me. Put that up this morning. Yeah, it's like a Hollywood premiere last night at the Tampa Theater, which is one of the most beautiful theaters you will ever go to.
So, do you guys have ponchos in Florida?
Yeah,
Ponchos,
we have ponchos.
The restaurant.
I thought you meant like to keep the rain off. Yeah, not that I know of. No.
Because every time I hear Raise the Flag, I think of Ponchos, because Ponchos is like a buffet style Mexican food restaurant here. But every table, it's got a flag that you pull the thing and it raises it up about 2 feet high. And that's how you tell everybody you want more food. And they bring you a new plate of food. Food of plate. So it's Raise the Flag.
No.
So when I hear Raise the Flag,
nothing to do with that.
I think Buccaneers and Ponchos now.
No, there's nothing to do with that. It has, and we'll get into a little bit of specifics. I got some video, some audio from last night's festivities. But man, I can't imagine an organization doing something like this for their fans. I mean, do all NFL teams do this for their fans? Like last night was this small, intimate theater, right. A Tampa theater, probably, maybe 2,000 or 3,000 fans and all the dignitaries that were there last night to celebrate this 50th anniversary documentary. We had Trent Cooper on yesterday, the producer, who's just a brilliant producer. And we saw 5 excerpts, scenes from the documentary. And it's so freaking good. I love this stuff. I eat it up.
Yeah.
It's like watching history. You live the history, but then you watch, it's another level of it. Yeah. It's like just reliving it all over again. And that's like your greatest memories, your fondest memories. You get to live them over again. And last night we had, our heroes come up on stage and add another layer to the storytelling. And it was just sensational. And I just can't imagine. I mean, do the Cowboys do stuff like this?
Yeah.
All the time. Yeah. All the time. Yeah. I mean, it just seems like remarkable, and I don't even know if people paid for it. They were just crew members, season ticket holders. They got selected. I'm not even sure how they do it. But man, it was sensational. It was sensational. And there were a lot of great stories told last night. A lot of stories I haven't heard. I've been covering this team for almost 30 years, and I just stuff we haven't heard. And that's what this documentary is all about. You're going to see layers and layers and stories of things you just had not heard. And boy, there was a lot of profanity last night. A lot of profanity. But that's the way football players talk, and that's the way the culture is. And I personally love it. It's intensity of the ultimate magnitude. And it was so fun. So we get into a little bit of that. Pat Burnham's going to join us, our FSU insider. We're going to break down what exactly happened this past Saturday and what it means for Florida State, what it means for the ACC, what it means for the rest of Florida. And I was just watching CBS Sports HQ, which I love watching that.
Me too.
They're good dude, like funny guys in the morning, Zach Aldridge and one of the other guys. Mm-hmm. But they're Gators. They're big time Gators.
Yeah.
And so yesterday they were like showing all the food, the storming of the field for Florida State. And they're like, why don't you people act like you've been here before? Why don't they just dogging us because we stormed the field because we beat Alabama? When's the last time they beat Alabama? I don't know.
The last time they stormed the field.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. And I don't want to make this FSU versus Gators, but they did it. And so Brian McFadden, who actually talked to the Buccaneers or to the Seminoles team before and after the game, was there, and he was on the field. And of course, he's a big part of the CBS crew. So he came on this morning and gave the boys some shit. Like, who are you to tell us what to celebrate and when to celebrate? When's the last time you won a national championship? We just went 2-10. What the hell are you talking about? Yeah, right. We're going to celebrate.
Damn right.
So it was, but that's what this does now, right? Miami's good, Florida's good, FSU's good. Now, I mean, this is like the old days. Like everybody's good. USF is good.
Yeah.
UCF still sucks, But USF is good, and this is going to be a fun season. And Miami's good. I mean, this is the way it always was in the 90s and the 2000s. Mm-hmm. And it just makes for so much better college football season. Everybody can talk shit. It's fun watching the games. You know, when Florida's struggling, when any of these teams are struggling, you play each other. It's like when you win, it's like, we beat a Miami team 47-0. That's down. Who cares? Like, it's not even fun. It's not even fun. And I'm sure it's not fun for them to beat us when we're dogs like we were last year. But so it just makes everything so. Anyway, we'll talk to Pat Burnham about what that means. Brian Ford, COO of the Buccaneers, is going to join us at 11:30, and we'll chat with him about all the festivities last night that went on, what's going to happen with this documentary, and then all the other things that are happening for the 50th anniversary season. And there's a lot. So as a fan, you got to keep up. They're doing tons of cool stuff. The themes for each game. The different people they're bringing back. So pay attention. There'll be great opportunities for you to be involved in the 50th anniversary stuff. And it's really, really cool. So he'll join us at 11:30.
When is JP Peterson night?
It's not about
that. Is that what Brian's going to announce on the show today? He's going to announce JP Peterson night.
Yeah, no.
Festivities surrounding that.
Yeah, no, that would be embarrassing for Nathan Elliott would show up and that's it. Saw Nathan last night.
As long as Rick doesn't show up, we'd be good. Rick could start telling stories.
I'd love to meet Rick. Rick's hilarious. Now B, I could do without him, but
it's good to see all the cat costume.
Yeah, we got to pick a game so you could come into town. And maybe we'll pick an away game where we have a little event here at the studio, and we got, of course, it's Kingmakers here, our studio right here, beautiful studio. We got the beautiful sports bar out here. We'll fire up the grill and get everything going. Have all you guys come on in and watch a Bucs game. Last night also, I had to do my fantasy draft while I was watching the Buccaneers event, which took a little bit away from the event for me because I was kind of invested in my draft.
There's an alternative at fantasydraftproxies.com. You could have had Tito draft your team for you.
You know what? I probably should have done that. I totally forgot. Then I could have enjoyed the event a little bit more.
Heck yeah, you probably would have got a better team.
And I would have got a better team. Yes, 100%. 100% would have got a better team. Damn it. Why didn't I think of that? God dang it.
He'd have probably done it for free too.
Yeah. All right, so let's get into it. That's the big show today. And, of course, we invite your super chat if you want to pay for our lunch or whatever and want to support independent journalism here in the Tampa Bay area. You can super chat us on YouTube, and you can also hit that QR code to the lower left on the screen if you'd like to donate to our independent media journalism here that we do at the JP Peterson Show and FanStream Sports Tampa Bay, Dallas, and Ohio. All right, so we go with the little couple picks here from last night. We'll just throw some stuff up on the screen, see what we get here. So the Tampa Theater, it's about 100-year-old theater. Why is that not popping up? I'm supposed to send it to you. Right?
Yeah, we went through this.
This is when everybody came back on stage at the end. Everybody that was on stage. So Brady's holding one Lombardi, Brad Johnson holding the Doug Williams.
Yeah, you probably should have sent me all those videos.
Just working or not working?
It's not working.
There's John Gruden coming up on the stage. Mike Evans. That's Ali Marpet, who's lost about 120 pounds in the gray suit. You won't even recognize him. The Glazers. Okay, so did that come through, or are we having trouble again with me putting stuff up?
No, it's not coming through.
It didn't come through at all?
No, nothing.
Nope. Really?
Nope. Should have sent it to me. Yeah.
So I have to send everything to you. To you. I can't put it on this beautiful, wonderful computer that we bought here and put it up on the show. I have to send everything to you. Okay.
I don't know.
Everything to you. Hate this system. But anyway, so we'll try to get that to you a little bit later on. All right. So anyway, let me tell you a little bit about last night. So it was a red carpet, so everybody comes in, stop to do interviews. We talked to Brad Johnson, and Brad comes in, and I'm asking him a couple of questions. he got a little verklempt. By the way, Brad's going to join us tomorrow on the show.
Oh, nice.
At 10:30. He got a little verklempt, like really choked up when he started talking about the Super Bowl, because that's when Max was born. You saw Max play the other night. And
former Aggie great.
Yeah, so he was holding Max in his arms on the field there, and he was recounting all of it. And his wife was pregnant with Jake, and so it was a really emotional time for him, and he got all choked up. And then when he got up on the stage, he got choked up as well, thinking about it. And Gruden was there, and kind of he as he's wont to do, he's such a big personality. He just kind of took over in the segments that he was in, and he told some unbelievable stories, behind the scenes stories of the trade, the night he was traded, how he had to, his agent had bought him a fax machine and sent for Christmas and as a gift. So he had never set it up. It was just sitting in the back. So they had to do this contract in the middle of the night by fax. So he pulls it out. He has no idea how to set it up. He has no idea how to work it. And Cindy, his wife, is like putting the whole thing together. And first, he's like, I don't know how the hell we did it, but we got it done. And they agreed to that contract in the middle of the night. They got the trade done. It's going to be a really incredible part of the documentary. I don't want to give it all away, but it's got some great inside stories of how Brian and Joel were dealing with Al Davis in the middle of the night. They were kind of leveraging Mariucci in the deal. Okay, if you don't take this deal, Al, we're just going to go to the 49ers and get Mariucci. Right. And that was the trigger. That was the trigger, because he didn't want, he was so jealous of the 49ers. Yeah. He didn't want them to get all that compensation and him be left, and still have to pay John Gruden whatever he was going to pay him. Yeah. So it was a masterful stroke of negotiations as they outfoxed the great Al Davis. And so that was a great story. They told the story last night of Mike's record, and there's some audio from Todd Bowles on the sideline that I've never seen. When they got, remember last year when he was 5 yards short, they're up 20-19 in the game. And if they win, they go to and it's 2 minutes left. Baker, and they've been trying to get Mike the record on the drive. Right. And so Baker rolls out, and then he kind of pitches it out, kind of an emergency situation. Bucky's out there as he's scrambling, pitches out. Bucky takes it in for the touchdown. So they go up 8 points, and Mike's still 5 yards short. So they do get the ball back, and then it's this whole sideline thing, and Bowles is like freaking out. He's like, "Don't you fuck this up." I've never heard Bowles say the F word so much. He's like, I swear to God, if you throw a fucking interception. He's going apeshit on the side. He goes, "We're going to get this. We're going to do this. But I swear to God, if you guys fuck this up." And he's yelling at Liam. He's yelling at Baker. And he's yelling at everybody. And so, of course, as we know, he gets the record. And Mike was telling the whole story. He goes, "I was looking up on the scoreboard, and I figured I was 5 yards short." And then we all started talking about it. And, but at the same time, we're trying to win a game, and I don't want to be selfish. And I'm like, yeah. And then I'm like, and then he goes, they call the play for me, and I run this really shitty route just so I can turn around and get the ball and make sure I got it, and I can run for the 5. And Baker, they're going through the whole story, and it's so perfectly played, so perfectly played.
That might be a side of Todd Bowles a lot of people there had never seen before.
Oh, I've never seen that side. I've never seen that side. Yeah. And it was funny. It was hilarious.
I feel like we need more of that on the sideline, though.
Yes. Oh God, yes, yes. They should put it on the damn big screen.
Right.
It was so good. It was so good. So that was one of the great stories that was told last night. There's a whole, one of the pieces that they showed was kind of, showing Brady's intensity on the field. And it was one of the reasons Ali Marpet was kind of singled out, and he was up there on the stage with Brady. And it was the Super Bowl season, the first year. And they're playing the Jets. No, it's the second year where they're playing the Jets. It was the Antonio Brown game where he decided to disrobe and leave. So earlier in the game, Allie got a personal foul after the whistle foul, because he went after this guy after the whistle, pushed him and put him in 3rd and 20. And Brady just went after his ass. He's like, "How's that fucking feel, Allie? You feel better now? You just undressing him in front of everybody and would not stop. and just would not stop. And then they run the play. They run the 3rd and 20, and Brady throws this freaking frozen rope to the outside to, I think, Bryant, and he catches it, and they convert to 3rd and 20. And they come back in the huddle. Instead of celebrating, Brady's still going at him, and they got the audio. You son of a bitch! I swear to God, if you he's still dressing down Alley nonstop, F-bombing him, and on he's going after all the linemen at this point. He goes, "Oh, you selfish player, when you want to do," and he's just dressing them down. And then Alley's telling the story. He's like, "Yeah," because at this point we were all just kind of grinning because we just converted the 3rd and 20, and then he started to get more pissed because we were kind of laughing at him, yelling at us. And it's all these behind the scenes stories that you've never heard. That just make it so good. He talked about and they did this segment on the Super Bowl, the Lombardi toss, and I have some video to show that. He kind of reenacted that last night, and he took the whole story of the they came to get me with police escort with my boat, and we got there 30 minutes early, and Blaine Gabbert had the avocado tequila, and I started over serving myself, and next thing I know, I'm thinking, wow, throwing this Lombardi is probably a pretty good idea. I kind of like this idea. And so he told that whole story and that's going to be in the documentary as well. Yeah, it was such a fun time, and to see all the guys, and really the Doug Williams, Jimmy Giles piece was really, really good. The early years, talking about how bad they were, and Jimmy Giles made a point to say, "Hey, I wasn't on that 0-26 team. That wasn't me, and that wasn't Doug Williams." So once we got there, we won, and they did. People forget they got to the NFC Championship game in their 4th season, which was the fastest ever for an expansion team. They got until Carolina did it. So they got to that NFC Championship game against the Rams and almost made it to the Super Bowl. So yeah, they went from worst to first, and that whole process, Jimmy Giles and Doug Williams took us through that, and that was really an incredible story. And I always wonder, because the Buccaneers are always kind of known for that 0-26 and not known for the team, at that point, the fastest to get to an NFC Championship game as an expansion team. Yeah. So that was, there were 3 or 4 years there where that was a really, really good football team, with Jimmy Giles, Doug Williams, Leroy Selman, Mark Cotney, Batman Wood. I mean, these are really, really good players. James Wilder. They were good. And people kind of forget that era, but it's not forgotten in this documentary. And, they still did not announce what platform they're going to put it out on or when it's going to be done. Right. He said, Trent said, as he said on this show yesterday, they're about the 7-yard line, 5-yard line, about 85-90% done. So we'll see. Good way to put it. Yep. We'll see it when we see it. So, by the way, that was a heck of an NFC Championship game, by the way, back in 79 against the 9-0.
9-0 was your score.
Slog in the rain.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just an absolute deluge, and the Bucs could not do anything offensively.
And the Rams really couldn't either. I mean, really 9 points,
Yeah.
So
it was incredible last night, and I wish they would have televised it. I know they obviously shot it, and they have the video of it, so you're going to see a lot of these pieces coming out on Buccaneers.com in the next day or so. So it's definitely worth the watch. What's the name of their show that they do in the current, which is so good. Right. So I'm sure they'll have a huge segment on that. All right. Good morning to the Petermans out there. It's not the JP Peterson peeps. I keep telling you, Nathan, but you just won't listen. Kenneth McClary, good morning to you as well. As Nathan says, Raise the Flags event was awesome last night. Trent Cooper was awesome to talk with and did a fantastic job in the few clips that we saw. People were cheering, crying, laughing, and totally rocking it. The audience last night was into it. It was they were constant cheers, constant laughter. It was just so good. What else we got here this morning on this particular topic? Brian Ford is coming on the show today. That's awesome. Yes, because Joel Force will know. Yes, we are FSU buddies. We'll talk a little FSU Absolutely. We pre-gamed a little bit up there in Tallahassee. That was fun for sure. And Nathan says, Tim, come on over for a home game. Tailgate with us in lot 12 and watch the Buccaneers kick the shirt out of someone, the opponent. Yeah, we could actually do a little tailgate here and go to a home game. Yeah,
that'd be
because
fun.
we're just right down the street from the stadium. So we could do that here at Kingmakers, Tampa. Greg DeCruz says, Mr. Ford has always gone above and beyond to help meet my requests when visiting. Yes, he really does. He's incredible. Douglas Batista says they must be saving seats between dugouts for the thousands of full season that they expect to sell. Laughable. Silverman Ald at the top. New ownership, clean house, start fresh with new leadership. Yeah, I don't. Obviously, Douglas is talking about the Rays.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the deal is as far as tickets at the Trop next year and what. But I will say this: I don't know. I don't know if Matt Silverman is like a going to be full time with the franchise. He may be a transition person to transition everything from a logistics standpoint. I don't know if I don't think he's going to be part of the new leadership group or an important part of it. I don't know for sure, but that's kind of what I've heard. So we'll see. Yo, JP, where was Bruce Arians last night? I don't know. Maybe he's just traveling somewhere. I don't know. I don't think there's anything.
That's a good question. Yeah, you'd think he'd have been there if he could.
Yeah. Meets McGee says, good old days is when Miami and FSU are good while the Gators just okay. Good old days.
So you mean like right now?
I mean, the good part is right now is like before I'm like, oh gosh, there's no way we're going to beat Miami or Florida. Now I'm like, okay, why not? Why not? Am I overselling this a little bit? Just because I think Alabama's going to be good. It's just the way they dominated. We'll talk with Pat Burnham about that.
I don't know.
Yeah. All right. So you guys want to jump
we got to go over at some point we got to go over the AP top 25 for this week too.
Yeah, we'll do that with Pat. How's that?
Yeah.
All right. The other major story, Luke Goedeke is extended by the Buccaneers. No surprise, obviously, but you know what I think in average value of the contract, $22 million.
22 and a half. Yeah.
$22.5 million, which is right in line with the best right tackles in the game and exactly where Luke Goedeke should be. I mean, when you heard Hassan Reddick talk about Luke Goedeke, and you could tell it was sincere. It wasn't glossing a teammate. He was like, this guy's really good. He's got really strong hands. He's nasty. He's tough. Luke Goedeke is tough to play against. And now the Bucs have both of their tackles wrapped up for 5 years. I would put that tackle tandem up against anybody in football. And that's a huge part of football to have two good tackles like that. Baker Mayfield, obviously as a drop back passer and a guy that likes to throw the ball down the field, having two tackles like that is absolutely paramount to what they do. Obviously, Wirfs is not going to be there for the first couple games. So, but just in the long run, and we talked about this yesterday in terms of, the Micah Parsons deal. And I'm not saying what the Packers did was crazy, but this is why the Bucs are who they are, and they'll be consistently good, I think, for the next 5 to 7 years, is because they've drafted so well, which keeps your cap low while you're going through your Super Bowl window. Because guys, most of your good players and starters are on rookie contracts, and then the ones you extend, you keep. Those are better than the free agent deals too, because you're not necessarily having to go out and get a guy to fill a need. You've already got a guy, so they're in your system. You know who they are. It keeps your culture very consistent. And I think for at least for what we've seen from the Buccaneers, most of these guys signed for less money than the guys that are out on the free agent market. Yeah. So you're keeping your costs low, you're keeping your continuity. And instead of going out and picking up a player like a Micah Parsons, you don't know how he's going to fit into your culture and how he's going to blow up your salary cap. You with Jason Light takes this money and allocates it and rewards the players who have done the things that the Bucs want in the Buccaneer way. Right. And so it's so much of this is about continuity, consistency. And I'd much rather be doing it that way than going out and trying to grab these stars and these free agents. Not saying it doesn't work. I'm just saying I like the way the Bucs do it, and I think it's been successful, obviously. Right. 5 straight years in the playoffs. Nobody else in the NFC has done that. And it's going to be hard to argue that they won't do another 5 years in the playoffs. I mean, they're going to use this money instead of going out and getting a Micah Parsons to re-sign Baker Mayfield, to re-sign Cade Otton. And on it goes to these guys that they want to keep. And I think that's a preferred way to do it. I'm not saying it's not nice to step out and get these guys every now and then. Tom Brady certainly didn't hurt. Gronk certainly didn't hurt. But those were guys you knew you could bring in who could help build your culture. So I think this is a great signing, obviously, and it's developing the player. I mean, Luke Goedeke was god awful as a left guard. When they brought him in and moved him to left guard, he was terrible. And I was like, what a bust this guy is. He's just not good. He's not athletic, blah, 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 blah. Moved him back to his right tackle spot, and boy, did he flourish.
That's what happens when you play guys out of position sometimes. They're not good.
That was a bad move by the old regime offensive line coaches, which I think were not good at all, by the way. This new regime of Pacucci and Carberry are so much better. So much better. And having Luke re-signed is pretty awesome.
And look, when you look at to Jason Light's credit, it's not like he's out here asking everybody to take massive discounts to stay with the team.
Right. Exactly.
Luke Goedeke is now the 3rd highest paid right tackle in the NFL, behind Lane Johnson with the Eagles and Penei Sewell with the Lions. Is he the 3rd best right tackle in the league? Maybe. I don't know. I'm not going to say he's not. But to Jason Light's credit, when you don't go out and get these ridiculous free agents and ridiculous trades like Micah Parsons, then you're able to do stuff like that. You're able to look. He was going into a contract year. No player likes to go into a contract year not locked down, right? It's a distraction.
That's right.
I don't care if they say it's not or what, but dude, it is a distraction. I've had enough players tell me it's a distraction. All right, to know that it's a distraction. So for Jason Light to do this, and the timing was perfect now, but right before we go into the regular season, and when you don't have these massive overpaid contracts for whatever position, you can afford to do stuff like this. And this is a perfect case in point for the rest of the league, Jerry Jones, to lock your guys down before they start asking. Right? Docs make a fair offer, and if
you know you're keep them, the earlier you do it, the better it is for you in terms of your salary cap.
100%.
Which is something, which is a basic thing, that you have to do, in order to keep costs down. All right, we'll take a break, and Pat Burnham will join us. Yes, he will right now. But we went a little over, and he's upset at us. Don't blame him.
He's not here. Is he here? I don't see him.
No, I have to send him the link. I screwed up. I tried to do all these other things, and I forgot to send him the link. So I'll get him on. All right, quick break. When we come back, Pat Burnham will join us. We'll talk some FSU. Stay with us. Experience the art of driving at Genesis of Tampa, where luxury meets innovation and every detail is crafted for you. From the bold G70 to the refined GV80, Genesis delivers power, elegance, and technology years ahead of its time. Book service online, and our Genesis Experience advisors will pick you up and drop off your vehicle. If available, you can enjoy a courtesy car while yours gets a complimentary interior vacuum plus a generous offer for your trade. Every new Genesis comes with the Miracle Advantage Plan, 10 years or 250,000 miles of powertrain warranty and 4 years of complimentary maintenance. Visit us at 801 East Bears Avenue or online at genesisoftampa.com. Genesis of Tampa, luxury redefined. Italiano Insurance would like to congratulate the Bucs on their 50th anniversary season. And you know what? We've been here for every season and then some, over 60 years in business. We've seen some smart coaches with great game plans, but if you don't have flood insurance or business insurance, that's a terrible game plan. That could ruin you financially. You don't want to take that L. So call 813-877-7799 and let their friendly agents quarterback your insurance and save you big money. Italiano also sponsors our FSU report every week. So go Noles. 813-877-7799 or go to italianoinsurance.com. JP here for Riveters, our new official sports bar and grill of the JP Peterson Show. And just like our show, no BS, no corporate chain feel, just amazing, authentic folks serving great comfort food in a casual atmosphere at unheard of prices. Riveters is located just south of Raymond James and Steinbrenner Field on Dale Mabry, walking distance to the park. So free parking, great place for pregame and postgame. Let's talk about fresh food. Nothing is frozen. Burgers, wings, prime rib, roasted fresh daily, never frozen. That makes a huge difference. The mahi, the salmon, also super fresh. All our sauces are original recipes made in-house. Our Warhawk chili and fully loaded potato soup is made fresh in-house. It's the best food anywhere, served by people who actually care. Riveters on Dale Mabry, just north of 275, just south of where the Bucs and Rays play. We'll see you there. Are you looking to renovate your home, rebuild after the hurricanes, or build your dream home from scratch? Well, let me tell you about my friend Jason Fawcett and On-Site Construction. They have over 1,450 satisfied clients, 25 years of experience, over 500 designs, and a talented team of over 40 construction professionals. They believe building something exceptional begins by truly focusing on all the details, even the smallest ones. We understand that construction can be a daunting process, and we're here to make it as smooth and stress-free as possible. Quality is non-negotiable at On-Site Construction. We use the finest materials, employ the most skilled tradespeople, and adhere to the highest industry standards to deliver a product we're proud of and that you're going to love. Our project management is meticulous with a focus on completing projects on time and on budget. Your happiness is our primary driver. So give us a call at 813-579-5789 or check out our incredible website at onsiteconstructionfl.com. Are you having legal issues with a business partner or other legal business issues? The attorneys at Walters, Levine, and DeGrave can help. Call 800-616-0384 for a free consultation. At Walters, Levine, and DeGrave, we've redefined what a law firm can be with top-tier attorneys, personal service, and 26 years of success. From business law to civil litigation, we deliver smart, client-focused solutions. Walters, Levine, and DeGrave recently won a $6.4 million jury verdict from a large real estate developer, and they can win for you too. Walters, Levine, and DeGrave. Let's solve it together. Not attorney spokesman. For a free consultation, call 800-616-0384 or go to walterslevine.com. Offices Tampa, Sarasota.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show, coming to you live from the Kingmakers Tampa studio. Kingmakerstampa.com is where to go to join this incredible private club that we have right here. By day, it is a office space for you. We've got private offices, a stylish conference room that you have access to, this beautiful studio here that you have access to as well. Take the wide shot. You can do it all right here at Kingmakers by day. And then at night, you can have fun with our golf simulator, our sports bar, all kinds of cool stuff. There you see it. We got nice accoutrement, all kinds of fun stuff here in the production studio. That can be yours if you join KingmakersTampa.com, the home of the JP Peterson Show. So check it out. All right, let's bring in our FSU insider, the man, the myth, former assistant coach, former college player, all-around superstar, and the co-host of the Burnham Brothers College Football Podcast, which you can hear right here on the FanStream Sports Tampa Network. The great Pat Burnham. What's up, brother?
What's going on, JP? Fun weekend in Tallahassee, I see, for you. And I'm sorry I wasn't in town, but I certainly was impressed by what I saw from the Florida State Seminoles on Saturday afternoon. And listen, the first text I got, or first phone call, I don't remember if it was a text or a phone call, was from a guy that used to work for Mike, and he goes, "I told you he was the guy." And listen, you know, it was a great day for Florida State. Listen, a great weekend of college football in general, as long as your name's not Bill Belichick. So it was a fun weekend, fun in Tallahassee. And listen, certainly, I think if we're all being honest, I think if you're not a Florida State fan, you probably didn't. You probably, if you're a Florida State fan, you're probably hoping they would win. But certainly coming out this weekend, certainly resets all expectations that I think I have for this program this year. I think for everybody. And listen, an impressive win I've heard a lot of people talk about this might be the greatest win in Florida State history. I'm not sure about that, but
It's a little overboard.
it's probably the greatest win in the Mike Norvell era of Florida State football. But yeah, listen, man, so impressed with what this team did. A lot of questions coming into this season, and they just came out and kicked Alabama's ass.
That was the surprising thing, Pat, is that they bullied them. And that I didn't see coming. I thought, maybe we hit a couple big ones, get some turnovers, we can win this game. We just bullied their ass on both sides of the ball. I did not see that coming.
Yeah, I think we thought that the play would be improved just because it had to be right over last year. Listen, we talk about this all the time. In the course, I thought we talked about it a lot. You and I did. I know Shane and I did on our podcast. You really don't know what you're going to get anymore from season to season because of the portal. And Florida State, certainly after week one, looks like they hit a lot of home runs in the portal. And listen, Tommy Castellanos, you talk the talk, you walk the walk, buddy.
Yes, he did.
I question whether you should be talking like that.
As did I.
Summer, and you backed it up. And if you can back it up, you can say all you want. And he certainly. And listen, we did say as recently as Friday, or last time I was on your show, if Castellanos does not turn the ball over, he's going to give Florida State a chance to beat some people that maybe people don't think they can beat. And certainly, I did not think they could beat Alabama. I picked Alabama to win by 2 scores. I'm happy to be wrong, but that kid was he played outstanding football. Ran for 86 yards, maybe a little bit less than that after a sack. But listen, when you watch the film and then you marry that up with what the stat sheet says, it was domination almost from the start. And listen, I think in retrospect, we learned a lot about this team early on. In this ball game, Alabama takes the first drive, goes 16 plays, 75 yards, take a 7-0 lead. And I'm sure there were a lot of people saying, "Oh Lord, here it goes!" And
here we go again. Yep.
All FSU did was respond with its own 75-yard drive in 7 plays, 7-0, and then the game really. Florida State started dominating from that point on, JP, and you had a lot of portal guys stand out for FSU. You had a lot of returning guys stand out for FSU, and you had some freshmen that made an impact in this game. So certainly a lot to be fired up about for this Florida State football team after week one. And I was thinking about this the other day when we were going to do this show. When is the last time you and I have been able to sit here on this show and enjoy what we're talking about when it comes to Florida?
Been a long time. It's been a long time.
I'm happy for Mike Norvell. I'm happy for the players, particularly the guys that chose to come back. And obviously happy for the fan base because I think this fan base, I think Tallahassee, to be honest with you, JP, is still hungover. I think I had a buddy text me last night, "You want to meet me for a beer?" I said, "I can't tonight." And I said, how's the bar? He goes, "It's empty." And this is a bar that's usually not empty on Tuesday night. I said, "Yeah, the city's still hung over from what an impressive win it was." So yeah, listen, outstanding performance. Probably the performance of week one in college football.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So go ahead, Tim. You want to jump in here?
No, I was just, we talked all off season about how they needed a rebound, and JP and I have talked about how the 2-win season was more, we think of, and I'm sure you'll agree, an anomaly. They're not that bad of a team, but they needed to come back and show it here. And I wasn't sure they were going to be able to show it against what many people think is a really good Alabama team. They had the number 8 preseason ranking, which to me was a little bit high. Others thought it was a little bit low, Paul Feinbaum, but whatever. But I thought they came out, they did what they had to do. And I mean, they impressed me. I mean, I called for a win. I called for the outright win, but the way they won, I was highly impressed. I think it's just what the program needed. It's just what Mike Norvell needed.
Oh, it definitely.
That's you?
Yeah.
I'm going to give you access to my Hard Rock account, buddy.
You did that,
absolutely.
JP. Remember, I called for the outright win, and then you gave me crap about it, and you're like, "Well, all right. I wish I had your money."
I think he did tell us on Friday that he was picking
Yeah.
Florida State. I did.
I'm sorry. I had a lot to drink over the weekend. My bad.
Yeah, you did. I saw the picture of you and Dave Roberts and Bill Reagan. Boy, y'all look like y'all were about not all the halfway in the bag. Y'all look like y'all were through the bottom. Y'all look like y'all through the bottom of the bag.
That was about 11 o'clock at Bowden's.
Yeah.
So
Hey,
we started at 10 o'clock. So, and I have Brian Ford to thank for that.
Yeah, you do. Did you get did you get the fan stream free
the free
bar
tab
from Dave while you were there? I hope.
As a matter of fact, I did. As a matter of fact,
there you go.
All right. Well, listen. I to go back to what your point, Tim said about Mike. This was I think it kind of vindicates Mike. I think there were a lot of people questioning whether he was the guy after last season. What we've said all along is that, listen, I had a college football coach hit me up in the middle of last season saying, "Hey, I don't think he's got a lot of help on offense." Clearly, the upgrades on the staff, on the assistant coaching side, showed itself. Yeah. We knew they needed a new voice on defense. This was a more talented team last year than a 2-10 team. So there were some issues. You just exactly sure where they were. Certainly, Herb Hand, Gus Malzahn. You get a bump there. But listen, you look at this thing. You look at this thing, man. I mean, they bullied them up front. The offensive line guys were certainly a hit.
Luke
Castellanos a hit.
Center.
Yeah. Oh, he had a great game. Listen, the fact that those guys, I watched some of the All-22 tape, and the way they communicate along the offensive line is certainly better last year. Stunt and blitz pickup was excellent. They were physical. You saw right off the bat, you saw hustle from this team, physicality from both sides of the ball. You saw, a lot of guys on the front line, defensive line, offensive line, all step up. Earl Little, finally, we saw what everyone's been talking about. I remember when Tony White came out this spring and said he is him, and I was like, oh, he's overselling the guy. He didn't do anything last year. Well, he certainly looked like him on Saturday against Alabama. A lot of reasons to be fired
that hit
up.
At the goal line that he had was that was Derek Brooks-esque.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you look at it, 230 rushing yards to 87. Third down, FSU 5 of 12, which is almost 50%, which is great. Alabama only 6 of 17, 33%. That's about probably where the bottom half of the college football exists in that stat. You get some in the high 20s, really bad teams, a little bit lower than that. Then they played on the other side of the line of scrimmage. FSU 10 tackles for losses / sack. It was actually three sacks, 7 TFLs. Alabama did not. 1 sack, 3 tackles for a loss. So certainly, I think reset what we all think about this team, what the potential for this team is. But you got to be. I sent a text out at 9:45 left in the third quarter that this game was over, and this game. This is how dominant it was. This game was over before it was over. At 24-7, that ball game at 9:45 was done. Alabama was
if not for the Jalen Lucas punt gaff. This is a three score game, 4 score game.
So I don't have enough platitudes to throw around. I was very impressed with Darrell Jackson, Mantrell Desir, the true freshman was unbelievable.
Is this all coaching? I mean, because a lot of these kids were here last year. I mean, and the coaching staff was awful, and they made the necessary switches. So, but it's accountability and coaching. So much of college football is that because defensively, because there's some same guys.
Yeah, you got some of the same guys for sure, but yes, I think some of this is coaching. I mean, I think I told you guys when I went to my last official act as a member of the FSU media was going to media day when Mike Kaz's luncheon, and I spent 10 minutes with Herb Hand. I had spent a lot of time with Alex Atkins over the course of the 4 or 5 years he was with the program, and I felt like I was talking to an offensive line coach when I talked to Herb Hand. I mean, I told you guys that on the show whenever I came on after that. And then listen, Tony White, we talked about his press conferences and practices we did not get to see, and he was holding these guys accountable, not by name in the press, but he was being very broad when he was talking about the defense's performance in camp, but we know that he was probably being lot more direct than that when he got inside that room.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we talked about this last year. It was clear that the voices that were leading these position rooms were not being listened to.
Yeah.
It's clear after Saturday, at least for 1 week, at one game, whatever they were selling to these kids, they bought into.
They bought into it.
The
question is, Pat, do they have staying power? Is it a one game? Is Alabama bad? Everybody wants to talk about how poorly Alabama played and had nothing to do with Florida State. And of course, that's going to be the ESPN narrative. But to me, when you dominate both lines of scrimmage, when you play as clean as they did, when you play as hard as they did, you see the effort. They played the right way, which is certainly 180 degrees different than what we saw last year. There wasn't any loafing. It was just a completely different experience. And to me, that tells me there's staying power here. Like this is a team that can go toe to toe. Look, Alabama has 33 5-stars. There's not a more talented team in college football. If you can not just beat them, but beat them down and embarrass them and out physical them, that's staying power. That should transfer to Florida against Florida. That should transfer against Miami. That should transfer against Clemson. I'm not saying they're going to beat all these teams, but I'm saying right now, I didn't think they had any chance going into the season. Now I'm like, you got Miami at home. Let's go win that game.
Yeah. Yeah, listen, I think it's a disservice to Florida State not to give them more credit for this win. To your point, they dismantled Alabama. Now, is Alabama what we thought they would be? Maybe, maybe not. They certainly had some effort issues, but that's not Florida State's fault. Florida State came out and listen, we called Florida State on the floor last year for what they did wrong. And I think when it comes to football, I try to be upfront and tell you exactly what I think. And what I think is that Florida, I don't give a crap what people are saying about Alabama. Florida State kicked their ass. I mean, listen, Florida State had 5 drives of 52 yards or more. All of those were scoring drives. Alabama, 7 of their 10 drives were of less than 40 yards. This was a pencil whipping. This was an ass kicking. It was anything but Florida State lucking into a win. You can listen, and I'm a big SEC proponent. I think it's a head and shoulders above the rest of the conferences, but Florida State has got a chance now based on what we saw. And let's just assume that Alabama is a 7-5 or 8-4 team this year. Well, that's still a pretty damn good team in the SEC, and Florida State just dominated them. Both teams have to, so there's going to be things off that tape that Mike and his staff are not going to be happy with. That's how coaching works. But I think that if you're a Florida State fan, a Florida State coach, a Florida State player, you've got to be proud of what you did. And I think Florida State did it. I don't think it's what Alabama didn't do. This was the tougher team won, the more well-prepared team won, the more well-coached team won. And that's the way it should be. And listen, huge win for Florida State. I think I don't want to get out over our skis. I talked to somebody that was at Virginia. I put out a tweet or something on Friday that Saturday night or Sunday that, hey, Florida State should be 4-0 going into Miami. I don't want to get ahead of out over my skis, but certainly now Florida State, East Texas A&M, hopefully, should be a win even if they walk through it.
These are glorified practices. Yeah. And that's
Kent
good.
State. Then you get Virginia on a Friday night. Then you come back home to play Miami, and you got an off week in between all of this. So listen, I think that, as you sit down and start to say, hey, if they are mature enough a team to be consistent and not fall into a lull against one of these lower half ACC teams, they are going to put themselves in a position later in the year to be a part of the conversation for the ACC conference and potentially beyond that. And I didn't see anything from Miami that made them look unbeatable. Certainly, listen, Notre Dame was a good team. That game, that was a good game. Listen, I wasn't overly impressed with what I saw from Clemson, although LSU one hell of a defensive line. We'll see how
But
Florida State
Cade Klubnik
grow.
he didn't look that. Everybody's telling me he's the number one pick in the draft. I didn't see that. I didn't see
that at all.
Some incredible connection that he has with these great wide receivers. I didn't see any of that. I know LSU's good, but that they didn't impress me that much. I think of all the weekend games that I saw, the team that was most impressive that I saw was maybe TCU. But that was, consider the opponent. I thought FSU was the most impressive team I saw all weekend.
Yeah, listen, I was watching one of my favorite shows is Inside College Football at CBS with New Heisel and Brian Jones and that crowd. I was surprised that it took them. I think the FSU game was like the fourth block in their opening segment. And to me, it should have been number one. I think it is a story of the weekend. Now, I know
of course it was.
I know everybody wants to talk about Arch in Texas and Miami, Notre Dame because of the brands. I don't think you get Alabama and Florida State are pretty big brands.
Yeah.
To me, it's odd that it's not the biggest story in college football right now. It's one of the bigger ones, but it should definitively. And, some of those guys on that show back me up when they're saying, hey, that was the biggest, obviously the producers didn't think that, but the
I tell you what, USF put it on Boise State 34-7. And I was at both of those games, and both of those games shocked me for the physicality of the underdog taking it to the favorite. And I don't know what's going to happen in the swamp this weekend, but if I'm Florida Gators, I'm on watch because I'm going to tell you what, Byron Brown is a freaking hoss.
Yes, he is.
To take down, and he's got better receivers this year, more athletic receivers. They've got a good run game, and their defense is completely different. They've got some depth up front now. They got two linebackers that are really, really good. And they've got some defensive backs that'll come up and smoke you. So I don't know if USF can win, but that's going to be a fun one to watch. What do you think?
Well, I had him as one of my top 12 performances of the weekend, opening weekend. Now, listen, we all play around on social media. We all kind of, I'm trying to go. It's hard not to go based off, you got to have some starting point for expectations. And a lot of that's done from the polls. And a lot of reason I'm giving USF credits because they beat a ranked team that was ranked in the preseason. It was more than that. It's about how they beat them, right? I mean, they absolutely dominated Boise State. I've got them in my week one top 12 playoff teams. If the season had ended today, I had USF in based off that one performance. Try not to go back and look at what happened last year. I do think that confidence and momentum are real in football. JP, played,
college football.
When as a team, when you're playing well and you're going to play well, that doesn't mean you're going to win, but it gives you confidence, right?
It's the confidence factor.
Yeah,
that makes you play hard and downhill and fast and. Yeah.
So, hey, listen, I was at USF for 7 years. These games for guys at USF, the Florida games, the Florida States, the Notre Dames, the Auburns, all those games, when you're playing against a Power 4 team in a group of 5, I'm not going to say it's their Super Bowl, but it does take on extra incentive for this team. So I do think they will go in there. Florida's got some big names coming after this week. Is this a game where they walk in and say, it's little USF Tampa?
They can look past them. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. So listen, I would be it's certainly a game that probably before last week, I was not going to necessarily watch when I sit down on Saturday, other than maybe flip by it a time or two. It certainly got my attention now, particularly after that performance they had against Boise State.
What else caught your eye this weekend? Any other,
well, listen,
I didn't even watch any of the Florida LIU game.
I didn't watch that. I talked to
Lagway played well. Yeah.
I talked to one of LIU's coaches on Sunday, and just to get a kind of a beat on Florida, and he was like, "Boy, they're big." He started talking about some of their young guys, how talented they are. But no, I think. Listen, I think there's been a lot of overreaction. I think the overreaction to Arch Manning is interesting. The media built him up. Now they're tearing him down. Arch didn't deserve that. Listen,
That's what we do.
Now, did he play great? He did not. You can go back. I've seen the Twitter tape of every throw that he had. He was certainly flustered on multiple occasions. He was off target, but he was at Ohio State, possibly the defending national champion, playing against the NFL defensive coordinator. I think the overreaction to does he have improvement to make? Certainly. Yeah. But I think people just crapping on him for the sake of crap. It's week one. Let's not have too many overreactions.
Yeah.
I mean, let's see what happens. I mean, does he have to get better? Yes, he has to get better. But that was a hell of a defense he played against. LSU better than I thought. I'm not a huge Brian Kelly fan, so I'm going to admit that. But certainly he got off he had trouble with season openers since he got to LSU. So that was a great start for those guys. I thought that it was interesting to see that Utah went out and spanked, totally throttled UCLA and Nico after that $4 million, and they got some issues there. I think the Iowa State-Iowa game. Iowa State looks for real. Listen, it's hard to believe Iowa State's going to be 25% of the way through their season by the time they're going to be at the end of their third game by the time they get to Iowa. Football happens fast. I think Iowa State is a legit team and a team that I would keep an eye on. We'll see how they do against
Rocco
Iowa.
for Heisman, baby.
Yeah,
Rocco for Heisman.
They've already beat a ranked Kansas State team. Now they've got the biggest game of their season against Iowa in the Cy-Hawk game. So Rocco Beck looks like he's the part. And Matt Campbell is doing what nobody else has been able to do at Iowa State.
Yeah, he's damn good. All right, Pat, you guys going to drop a podcast today at 3:00?
Yep, we're gonna tape live one at 12, and we'll drop that thing at 3, and we're gonna kind of go back through the college football weekend, talk a little bit about more Florida State, and hit on just about every major game, and then talk a little bit about what some of these coaches said, and including Mike Gundy and Dan Lanning's war.
Oh my gosh,
we got a dust up.
Yeah.
I don't see how coaches are like ripping other coaches for having NIL players and paying their players.
To Lanning's point, who did Oklahoma State have on their? Is it UT Martin they played?
Yeah, I think so.
UT Martin's budget is probably
lower than there. Yeah,
lot less than Oklahoma State's. In relativity, they're probably about the difference between Oregon to Oklahoma State as Oklahoma State is to UT Martin.
Yeah.
So fun. I'm just glad college football season's here.
Yep.
I wish we had a Thursday night game, but they got that for the NFL this week. So
Hey,
dude, how was
Cowboys get their ass kicked?
By the way, I meant to ask you this last week, but has there been any movement on what's going on with Levitt and the USF Hall of Fame since that?
I have not heard. I need to find that out probably, but I think they need to let this the legal part of this play out. I mean, it did not look good and the headlines were awful. I think what happened was probably a lot less awful than the headlines would read, to be honest with you. Grand theft, battery, blah, blah. It's like, okay, it was an argument.
It was an argument. I hadn't read
an argument with an
it.
X, I mean,
I hadn't heard anything about it, so I didn't know whether it.
I call that a Wednesday.
It just, I mean, I wasn't there, but I'll keep my mouth shut about that.
All right, boy.
I know the woman that was involved in this. I'll just leave it there.
Okay.
We'll just leave it there. We'll leave it.
Hey, how was your thing last night? The Bucs deal.
Oh my God, dude!
Fun.
It was so good. I mean, it's hard to put it into words just because, I mean, Brady gives it the wow factor, obviously. When he walks out on a stage, especially in a small setting like that, and he was really, at his most regular dude, I think that I've ever seen him. He wasn't, he was wide open, F-bombing, LFGing. I mean, he was just wide open. It was like he was sitting around with a bunch of friends talking shit about football, and it was great. And with all the interviews, the guys they brought up on stage, there was more public profanity last night at that place than I've seen it, and it's just like a comedy show, a raunchy comedy show. But it was all was
FU.
Yeah, there's a lot of that going on. But it was all well placed. I mean, it was like, it wasn't gratuitous. It was just the way guys talk. And if you felt like you were in a locker room, you felt like you were in a locker room, and it had all these behind the scenes stuff things. And it was, I can't wait to see this documentary in full. It's going to be 10 episodes and so much behind the scenes stuff. All these stories. I mean, for a storyteller, we had the producer on yesterday, Trent Cooper, did such a great job. You have all these stories that everybody knows. Everybody knows. But you've got to tell them in a fresh and different way and find a new perspective. And they've done that. Like even the Rondé Barber interception, totally new angles, totally new interviews, stuff that I've never even heard of. And we've been talking about that for freaking 25 years. So it was really, really special last night. And the Bucs did it tremendously well, like they do everything. Yeah. So it's cool stuff.
Look like a good time.
Yeah. All right, Pat. Thanks, man. Always great to talk to you.
Yep.
Don't miss the podcast coming up at 3:00. Good stuff. Yeah. Brian Ford's going to join us, by the way, COO of the Buccaneers, and take a bow for last night's festivities.
Yeah.
This whole 50th anniversary thing is going to be insane, especially if this team is as good as we think it is, and they can go win a Super Bowl with all the pomp and circumstance that's going on.
Yeah.
Why not Gruden? We've got I think we have the Gruden stuff where he talks about the team. He loves the Bucs this year. Loves the Bucs.
I don't know which one it is.
All right, let's take a quick break. When we come back, your comments, questions. We're going to talk some Rays baseball. Douglas Batista, I need more information on what you're talking about in terms of the season tickets. So if you could put that in the comments, a little bit more detail about what the Rays are doing, because I know you're one of the season ticket holders. I would appreciate that. So we'll talk some Rays baseball. Are they back in this thing? Are they back in it? I think they are.
Talking about that on the other side.
Yeah, the Riveters is where to go to watch Rays baseball before and after the games. It's just a mile or so south of the Stein. You could walk there or you can park there like I always do. Go in and have a burger or wings or a hazy IPA. The Riveters hazy IPA they make right there. And then you Uber up to the game. So that's all cool. And then you come back and have a little post game. So you have to pay $23 for a beer at the park when you can just buy it for $5 or $3 or a domestic draft at Riveters. Great food, great staff, great atmosphere. Riveters, Tampa. Back in 3. The Golden Diamond Source is working every day to be your family jeweler. Right now, a $5,000 engagement ring with 0% interest can be yours for just $83. So don't let the holidays sneak up on you this year. Now is the time to get ahead with their in-store layaway. Trade in your old jewelry for cash. Gold has never been higher. The Golden Diamond Source is offering the highest ever trade-in values for your gold and diamond jewelry. Now is the time to get your holiday shopping started. So come in now, relax, shop, and save at the Golden Diamond Source. We love Julie and Steve Weintraub, great local philanthropists, and you can find them at 3800 Omerton Road in Clearwater, where you'll always find the perfect gift, only at the Golden Diamond Source. Welcome to Kingmakers, home of the JP Peterson Show studio and Tampa's premier business networking and social club for members only. By day, it's an exclusive, vibrant co-working space with a stylish conference room, focus rooms, a full production studio, and an in-house marketing team. And by night, Kingmakers transforms into a sports-centric social hub with a full sports bar, golf simulator, and exclusive events. For young entrepreneurs and seasoned professionals, it's the perfect place to work hard, play hard, and make big moves in Midtown Tampa. Close the deal, celebrate the win. Only at Kingmakers. Become a member today at kingmakerstampa.com. Your business, your club. JP here for the Jeeves Law Group and my man Scott Jeeves, who lives right here and has long been a highly respected member of our community. He's a proud sponsor of the Tampa Riverwalk. Jeeves Law Group is also a proud sponsor of our Grand Central District in St. Pete and has neighborhood events throughout the year. He has an office on Central Avenue in St. Pete and one on South Howard in Tampa. You can't get more local than that. So when you need an attorney, you're going to hire some huge firm that advertises all over the state or the one that supports your favorite sports show. It's the Jeeves Law Group. We're local, we're trusted, and we get results. For personal injury and personal attention, call us for a free case evaluation. That's 8889-JEEVES. That's 8889-JEEVES. With this record heat in Tampa Bay, you better have your AC unit running at peak efficiency. Third Generation Plumbing installs the best American standard AC units. Our split systems offer the highest efficiency available while reducing energy bills and maximizing comfort. That's why Third Generation Plumbing trusts American standard air conditioning, built to last, made to perform. Whether it's a new install or an emergency repair, our family-owned team brings 3 generations of trusted service to your home, now with the unmatched reliability of American standard. Plumbing or cooling, we've got Tampa covered. Call Third Generation Plumbing today, 813-961-8024, or go to thirdgenerationplumbing.com. And we also do AC.
Ciao, Paolo Tini here, owner of Caffè Paradiso, voted number 3 People's Choice Award on Open Table. I want to thank all our loyal family of customers that have been enjoying our great traditional Italian dishes we make from scratch every day. It's a great family story we're proud of. Our family moved from Rimini, Italy in 1984. My dad, Caesar, started Donatello, and that's where I got the start in the restaurant business. I started Caffè Paradiso on South McDill in 1995, and we've been there ever since. From our traditional ossobuco, a veal slow roast for 4 hours, to our daily fresh catch, the Gruppo Paradiso, with a piccata sauce and lobster claw meat, homemade pasta like lasagna, farfalle salchicha, which is a bow tie pasta homemade with fresh sausage. Hold on a minute, JP's favorite.
I love it.
So come and have a glass of wine with me on South McDill. Get a reservation on Open Table and see all our 5-star reviews. Ciao, see you soon at Paradiso.
Let's go.
Right now. Back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show, brought to you by the great folks at Genesis of Tampa. If you have not been out to the new dealership right there on 801 East Bears, we did a remote from there a week ago, actually. And Mike Murphy, the owner, said if FSU wins, I'll make your first payment. But you had to get the test drive. So did you do that like we told you to last week? He might even still honor that. I don't know. Go on into Genesis and find out, and just take a drive in one of these cars. They are as luxurious and well-built as any of the great luxury cars, and it comes at a fraction of the price. And they have great deals going on at Genesis of Tampa. So go see them at 801 East Bears and tell them JP sent you.
Doesn't hurt to ask.
That's right. Never hurts to ask.
JP, before we get into either wild card talk or wherever you're going here, have you heard this crazy story coming out of the NBA?
Which one might that be?
And Kawhi Leonard.
No, I'm so intrigued.
So it's coming out that Kawhi Leonard signed a $28 million endorsement deal for a no-show job with a fraudulent tree planting company funded with $50 million by Clippers owner Steve Ballmer, according to documents that have been obtained. So basically,
what is this? A circumvention of the salary cap?
Circumvention of the salary cap.
I thought you were going to tell me USAID was paying for it.
That went away.
Speaking of fraudulent companies, and all day long, like, we have this news feed on in here, and they have all these Democrats running to the microphone, screaming and yelling about people not being killed in DC.
Right.
Get your troops out of the streets so we can kill our people.
Bring the murder rate back up.
And goddamn it, you're not coming to Chicago. You keep those troops out of Chicago. We got to kill our people. We got to thin the herd.
It's a circle of life.
Jesus Christ. What are we supposed to feed all these people? You keep your troops out of Chicago, because if we know one thing in Chicago, it's how to kill our people. Labor Day weekends don't go by without us taking out a good half dozen, shooting 50 more. We don't need your troops in our city. Hell no.
We need your
some action. We need some action going on. If we don't hear gunshots, it ain't fun around here. Like, how do you go to the microphone? How are you against people not being killed?
God. What's wrong
Somebody
with people?
Please explain. He's a dictator. Well, people aren't being shot.
Saving lives? I mean, who cares what you want to call him? But if it's working.
Anyway. So that's interesting. So I wonder if Steve Ballmer is how they're gonna.
Yeah, I mean, we're used to hearing about that, like NIL and college and stuff like that. Before that, but now
I always wondered if there was a lot of that shenanigans going on in football. The football, like, yeah, sure, Tom, we'll pay you $25 million. Wink, wink. We'll get you a couple of outside deals. Smart, super smart.
I'm starting this landscape company. Will you come and be our spokesman for $28 million this year?
Got a crypto company, Tom. You might be interested in. Can we?
Yeah, still probably a sore subject with him.
That's all right. He was great last night. He was, I'm a not anti Brady, but he's just. Sure. I don't think he really embraced the community like Baker does. But whatever. Right. He's Tom Brady. I get it. But boy, he was every bit, in his. I'm with the boys. They said so many nice things about the Bucs organization, how much he loved playing here and loved the fans and loved everything. I know in other events he's barely mentioned his time in Tampa Bay, but at least last night the show was good. The show was really good.
He didn't have to go to that.
No, he didn't. Absolutely did not. Did not have to go. I mean, he's got other things to do. But he's a big part of this documentary, and I think I love the fact that he loves to come back and bask in the glow of this. And he was really at home, and he was enthusiastic. He was authentic. I'll say that again. He was authentic in it.
Wow.
And do we have some of the video that we can show the folks here?
I have. Yeah, I don't know which one's which, but I got 3. Looks like I got 4 videos here that you sent me.
Can I play them if I click on them?
Yeah, will it be better on the top? The top row and then the second row to the left.
So
that's the wrong one.
I think this is no,
it's got to be over here.
It's not coming out
to the left. Here, I got it.
You do it. There we go. There's Tommy in his all black. And Casey Phillips, who did a great job narrating last night, emceeing the event last night. He was really good. Click on another.
You want me to just roll through these and see what they are?
I don't know if you had an opportunity to
I'll narrate them for the folks.
But
here's Jimmy Giles.
When we won the game against Kansas City, I was just so elated. I mean, I got hydrated just being so happy, and I fell out on the ground in the mud and stuff and started dancing around. That's how I feel today about it. I mean, I still feel that way because it was exhilarating to know that we were not losers anymore, although I wasn't part of that first 2 and 24 or whatever it was. And I was just excited to be a part of it.
What was it like to catch a ball from Doug? He was such a pure thrower of the football.
Well, actually, it was really natural for me because I had no problem because I grew up in the same conference that he did. Yeah. And we had similar type of quarterbacks. Of course, McNair was part of that conference that we were in. Yep. But Doug was just a guy that knew
black
the
quarterbacks
game.
That could
He knew how to play football, and he knew how to throw the football. And I just wish we had the opportunity to throw as many passes as they do now, because maybe each of us would be already in the Hall of Fame.
How many catches would you have this season? They did it the way they did.
Oh, my God.
He's
I like
right,
to dream
though.
about it.
Yeah.
And believe it or
He's
not,
right,
I always dream about things that I want to happen. And I literally had dreamed of catching about 15 passes and 3 or 4 touchdowns.
The game.
The 4th touchdown came to fruition.
Yeah, the 4 touchdown game.
Passes.
Speaking of
Jimmy Giles. I mean, you could take this. Jimmy was 6'5", 245, 250 pounds, and ran a 4.4. Legit 4.4. Like, he was Gronk before Gronk and faster than Gronk and had these gigantic hands, caught everything. And if they were throwing the ball 40 times a game, if he was getting 12 targets like Kelsey gets in a game, he'd be in the Hall of Fame. You couldn't cover him. He never dropped the ball. He was the shit. And that's why he's in the Ring of Honor. That guy was unstoppable. You go watch some tape of him. Yeah. And Doug, and Doug was not the most accurate quarterback early on in his career, but he could throw. Guys benched because he threw it too hard. He had a freaking cannon. And fun to watch. Fun to watch. And of course, Culver House wouldn't pay him, and he had to go to the USFL and the rest, and won a Super Bowl. All right, what else we got?
Great to be back with the Bucs, man.
What else we got? Then we'll get on to the
happy to answer any questions I can.
John Cruden's here.
How excited are you about tonight? Oh, very excited. Great to see some of my old players and some of the former Buck greats, and just to share the thrill of the upcoming season. It's my favorite time of year.
As a guy who's a big fan of football history, are you excited to learn about the Bucs history? As you already know it all already.
Well, my dad coached here with John McKay way back, so I've been part of the
1982.
Part of the organization since 1982. So I'm very proud to be here tonight, and I'm anxious to see what they have cooked up for us.
John, just one of two coaches that win a Super Bowl here. What does it mean to you being embedded with this franchise for a long time because of that?
Well, it's just great to be a part of the first one, to share that with a lot of people that work really hard. Seems like yesterday, but it's a long time ago. But it'll be great tonight to reunite with some of the players that were there and to share the memories with some of the fans.
I can see the video of you sitting in the car in the parade with Malcolm Glazer. What was that moment like?
That was great. He took quite a risk in giving me an opportunity to come here in the middle of the night all by myself. Right. He showed a lot of trust in me, and I will always thank him for that. And wherever
he didn't run that through
tonight,
his agent.
I'll always look at him as my friend. I miss him.
Malcolm Glazer. Yeah. And there's another clip in there for John talking about the Bucs. We'll do that a little bit later. But yeah, what a great night, man. It was it's hard to put into words, and it was such an intimate atmosphere of all those guys telling stories. I mean, listen, I covered these guys, and some of them I can call friends. Rondé was there, and Rondé had a big part in it. But I think for fans to be able to that close and in that kind of intimate atmosphere, I can't even imagine what it was like for them. Nathan is like, he's still beaming about it last night.
Yeah.
All right. So the Rays win last night again, their fifth straight win, and they're now 3.5 out of the final wild card against Seattle, who they play one more time and a chance to sweep. So they can move even closer with the win today. I think it's an afternoon game, isn't it? Quick check here. No, it's a night game tonight. We got a night game. All right, cool. Where's it? Yeah. So they got the Mariners again tonight. It was not a full house last night. Mark Topkin, of course, pointing that out on Twitter.
You want to see the standings on the screen?
Yeah, you got them. Okay. This is the wild card standings.
Yeah, AL wild card right here.
So the Yankees, Red Sox, Mariners, and then there's the Rays at 69 and 69. Well, it's a big day for Gronk with that one.
Yeah, remember when I gave up on my Rangers 2 weeks ago and I was sleeping better because of it?
Yeah.
They're game out of the wild card now, and they've lost crap. 3 of their starting pitchers this year.
Wow. So yeah, they're 3.5 out. If they win today, they'll be 2.5 out. 6 in a row and over 500.
Yeah, look at the Rays and the Rangers, both 8-2 in their last 10. The Rays have won 5 in a row. The Rangers had won 7 in a row before losing yesterday.
And they're starting to get some good starting pitching. They got it from Boz the other day. Rasmussen was great yesterday. He's been great all year long. If they can continue to get that, and then the offense has just been incredible. Josh Lowe is awoken from his slumber. A couple home runs the other day to help win a game. Big hit last night. And Junior Caminero, I mean, what a night he had last night. Home run, 2-run double, his 40th home run, over 100 RBIs now. Just at age 22, he's the fourth youngest to go 40-100. Fourth youngest in the history of the game to go 40-100. Are you effing kidding me? Well, Wander Franco never did any of this stuff.
No.
I mean, this kid is something special. He is really, really good. And he's gotten so much better defensively this year. He made a play. Cal Raleigh comes up with bases loaded last night. Our boy Griffin Jacks tried to give the game away late. And he comes in, and Cal Raleigh comes up and he hits a ball 225 feet in the air. It was one of the highest pop-ups. It took 7.5 seconds to come down. And by the way, if you've been to the Stein, the lights aren't high enough. Yeah. So I guarantee this, that ball went out of the lights. Like he lost that. He had to lose that ball because the lights aren't high enough, and then had to find it and makes the play to win the game. That is a hell of a play. A hell of a play. Wow. And the offense has just been you can't overstate it. 40 and 100, 22 years old. And he's got a chance now he's got a whole month to get 6 to tie Pena for the franchise record. And damn near, if he keeps going at this pace, he's going to get to 50. 50. Who's the youngest player to hit 50 home runs? Griffey? I'm going to say Junior.
Griffey, right?
I'm going to say Junior at like 20 years old, 19 or 20. But I'm not sure. I mean, that's
Prince
just
Fielder.
Insane.
Prince Fielder.
Okay.
23 years and 139 days.
23. Wow. So he would break it. He would break it if he got to 50 at 22. Yeah. How about that?
Bonds was the oldest at 37. Pete Alonso and Aaron Judge, the only players that hit 50 home runs in their rookie seasons.
Yeah. Holy shit. I can't even imagine. How old was Alonso when he was his rookie year? Was it 23? Yes.
I mean, yeah, he had to be older than 23 years, 139 days, I guess, because that was
Yeah. All right. So what a win for the Rays last night. Absolutely phenomenal. It's I still don't know if they can get there. They got to go over a bunch of teams, but and just they haven't been consistent in their starting pitching. Their offense has not been consistent. Nothing has been consistent. So as good as they're playing right now, it can just evaporate tomorrow. Absolutely evaporate tomorrow. They just have not had any consistency to their game. So you don't think that they can get it done, but at this point, who knows? Let's shock the world. Let's piss everybody off and play playoff games in the Stein.
God, how great would that be? This time of year, it's, you've gotten here. You're that close. You're 3.5 back. It's just about sort of staying consistent now, right? You got to be consistent, and you need some luck. I mean, let's be honest. You need some luck to catch the Mariners, who are not playing well right now, obviously. So, you're here. You're close. You're not out of it. Let's roll with it.
All right.
Ryan's here, by the way.
Okay, let's take a quick 3-minute break, and we'll come back on the other side. We'll let him get settled in, and then we'll talk some more Buccaneers. What's coming up, fans, for the 50th anniversary? We got lots coming up. He's got a list of things that are coming up for you fans. Last night was just amazing, so we'll relive that as well with Brian Ford, COO of your Tampa Bay Buccaneers and a proud Seminole fan as well. Yes. All that coming up. Stay with us. JP here for Riveters, the official sports bar and grill of the JP Peterson Show. We're located just south of Ray J and Steinbrenner Field, so it's a great pre- and post-game spot, and the happy hour is amazing. Monday through Friday, 3 to 7. Check out these specials. $3 Bud Light drafts, $4 domestic bottles, $5 wells, $6 premium wells, $6 cocktails like margaritas. That's unheard of. And the Riveters food is freshly made daily. No freezers. Happy hour food specials include $3.50 tacos and barbecue sliders. $6 you get edamame or chips with the beer cheese, which is amazing. $8 buffalo chicken dip, my favorite. The truffle fries, chili cheese fries, also $8 at happy hour. As well as other specials throughout the week, including Taco Tuesdays, you get $3 tacos, and Wing Wednesdays, 7 o'clock to 1 a.m. in the morning, you get our amazing wings, 5 for $5 and $5 wells and wines. That's a good Wednesday night. So if you're tired of the preppy, overpriced generic sports bars, come see the amazing, friendly bartenders and staff at Riveters, where customer service really matters. Riveters, just south of where the Rays and Bucs play. We'll see you there. Experience the art of driving at Genesis of Tampa, where luxury meets innovation and every detail is crafted for you. From the bold G70 to the refined GV80, Genesis delivers power, elegance, and technology years ahead of its time. Book service online, and our Genesis Experience advisors will pick you up and drop off your vehicle. If available, you can enjoy a courtesy car while yours gets a complimentary interior vacuum plus a generous offer for your trade. Every new Genesis comes with the Miracle Advantage Plan, 10 years or 250,000 miles of powertrain warranty and 4 years of complimentary maintenance. Visit us at 801 East Bears Avenue or online at genesisoftampa.com. Genesis of Tampa, luxury redefined. Italiano Insurance would like to congratulate the Bucs on their 50th anniversary season. And you know what? We've been here for every season and then some, over 60 years in business. We've seen some smart coaches with great game plans, but if you don't have flood insurance or business insurance, that's a terrible game plan. That could ruin you financially. You don't want to take that L. So call 813-877-7799 and let their friendly agents quarterback your insurance and save you big money. Italiano also sponsors our FSU report every week, so go Noles. 813-877-7799 or go to italianoinsurance.com. JP here for my friend Jason Fawcett, owner of On-Site Construction. They do residential and commercial renovations and new construction. As a leading home builder and general contractor, On-Site Construction prides itself on transforming homes through superior craftsmanship, dedication to client vision, and an unmatched commitment to quality and service. It's about building relationships. We take the time to understand our clients' needs, preferences, and budgets so that we can deliver a personalized experience tailored to their unique vision. From the initial designs to the final touches, we're there every step of the way, ensuring that the end result mirrors your vision. Here are some testimonials from happy customers. G. Gibson says, no hidden costs, very honest, reliable, creative, and communicates well. Reasonable and fair with their pricing, no hidden costs. C. Smith said, did not disappoint. I'm very happy with the work. This company really cares and will take care of it. So if you're just thinking about building or renovating, give us a call and let's see what's possible. 813-579-5789 or check out our website at onsiteconstructionfl.com. Are you having legal issues with a business partner or other legal business issues? The attorneys at Walters, Levine & DeGrave can help. Call 800-616-0384 for a free consultation. At Walters, Levine & DeGrave, we've redefined what a law firm can be with top-tier attorneys, personal service, and 26 years of success. From business law to civil litigation, we deliver smart, client-focused solutions. Walters, Levine & DeGrave recently won a $6.4 million jury verdict from a large real estate developer, and they can win for you too. Walters, Levine & DeGrave. Let's solve it together. Not attorney spokesman. For a free consultation, call 800-616-0384 or go to walterslevine.com. Offices Tampa, Sarasota.
Let's go. Right now. Back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show as we celebrate what was an awesome event last night at the gorgeous Tampa Theater. Let's bring in the Buccaneers COO, the great Brian Ford, joining us now. And my friend, it was an absolutely incredible time last night. Once again, you guys do everything first class. What did it feel like for you? I know you got a lot of thanks from the fans last night.
No, I tell you, first off, thank you for attending and anybody else that was there. But JP,
thank you for
having me on. Thanks for the follow-up. And it was just amazing. And I got a hats off to our events team. I mean, they put on a Hollywood gala, and it was fantastic from A to Z. It made me proud, made the Glazers proud, just everybody that was in attendance. I mean, that was Buccaneer historic history. Trent Cooper, I mean, what a guy, and pulling it all together, his team, but our events team and how hard that they worked and pulling it together, the folks at the Tampa Theater for welcoming us. And that was the perfect backdrop and the perfect venue for an event like that. And it was epic. You had current Bucs, you had, the originals, Claiborne Selman was in attendance, and Heidi Kiffin, with her mom and dad, and, in such a warm spot with Buccaneer fans, and she wanted to represent the family, and it was just Buccaneer through and through. And I can't wait for us to be able to, that's just a sneak peek, JP. I mean, that is just the tip of it. And this is going to be first off, we got to write this year because this is the 50th year. And we're feeling really good on the field and off the field. But the 50th season needs to be part of this epic documentary as well. So we're not done yet. We just wanted to kind of, let people know what was coming. And we didn't want to wait until next year, until the 50th season was completely done, because we wanted to celebrate, and just kind of tease it out there. And you could tell everybody had a lot of fun pulling it together. I don't know who had more fun, Trent and his team, the Glazer family pulling it all together and telling the stories of, you heard some epic stories last night.
Stuff I've never heard before, and I've been covering this team for 30 years. Yeah.
And it's just, I think Ed Glazer said it best. It's family. It was a Buccaneer family. And
that's what it felt like last night, Brian. I'm sorry to interrupt, but that's what it felt like. I love for you to embellish on that because you're like the dad of the family. And it's like because you pull everything together and everybody together. But that's what it felt like last night. It was such an intimate atmosphere. And even Brady, I thought, was so authentic. I mean, he was just like it was like with his buddies in the locker room dropping F-bombs. It was just, it really felt, it didn't feel like a highly produced event, even though it was. It felt like we were just hanging out with these guys.
Just hanging out. And, when Tom heard more about what we were trying to pull together and we showed him some of the clips, and then we showed him all the clips, not only the ones that he was going to talk about and what others said in the clips, he's like, yes, sign me up. I definitely want to be a part of it. And
nice.
The alley story with him, I mean, that was behind the scenes stuff that you never hear, but it really, I think it spoke volumes of what he brought to the table and his expectations and how he raised the bar. And that's why we purposely wanted to kind of put that out. I didn't want Allie to be the blunt of it or, hey, he did something wrong, but that was an example of Tom and what he brought to this franchise and what he brought to the locker room and internal, on the business side as well. But no, last night was just a tremendous, and it was a great way to kick it off. As I've shared with you and I've shared with a lot of folks, we're not just doing one and done and saying, here's our 50th season, we're playing this game. And that's what a lot of teams have done, and no criticize to them, but we have a story to tell, and the Glazers are excited about it. And the players are, the different characters. And if you noticed, we didn't have, Derek Brooks wasn't up on stage because he's done a lot. Rondé Barber wasn't up on stage. We wanted to try to spread it around and to showcase a lot of different personalities that you might not have heard from. And, Doug Williams, I mean, he flew all the way in. When I shared with him what we were trying to pull together, he's like, absolutely, sign me up. And he's in the middle of getting ready for their season.
Yeah.
So that's how much, and I kind of shared with him that you're going to be on stage. We're going to show this clip. Let me show you this clip. And you get to tell the story and you get to reminisce with your old teammate, Jimmy Giles. I don't know who was more excited, Jimmy or Doug, but it really came off great. And I just wish the stadium was a lot bigger or the venue was a lot bigger and we could have had a lot more people because that guest list was tough to come up with. And
I bet.
Who was going to be there. But the mayor joined us and, Eric Hart with the Tampa Sports Authority joined us. There was a lot of people within our community that we wanted to kind of be a part of it, and a lot of people couldn't make it. There were invitations out to everyone, and but this is just a sneak peek of what our fans and what our franchise, and we're working a lot here to pull it all together. And I've shared with everybody on our side, hey, the demand is going to be high, and we're trying to kick off a season. So we're doing everything that you normally do for a season, but then we're trying to celebrate this milestone. And we don't want to do it, excuse my language, but half-ass. We want to really kick it out of the park. And it takes effort. And, our events team and our creative team, they were there over the weekend. And this is all added on top of kicking off for a regular season game. But I've shared with them, not many people in their careers get the opportunity to do something like this. So embrace it. Take the time and really, it's fandom. Each and every one of the people that were in attendance last night, I don't care what their position was within the Buccaneer family. They're fans. They're fans of this franchise, and they're meaningful. Whether it's Big Nasty sitting out in the back of the audience, or there's so many people that were there, and they're fans, and that's what kind of collectively brought us all together. And we're going to try to do that, each and every week. We're going to try to celebrate. A lot of people said, hey, you forgot about the 76 team, and we didn't really embrace that. Well, we've got a game that we're going to do. We're just trying to release this stuff slowly and keep everybody excited, because it's not one and done. It's not just one event. This exhibit at the Tampa Museum, it's opening up a sneak peek on the 26th of September, and then it's going to be open to the public from the September 27th for a month. And
the museum is going to have a Buccaneers thing too. I did not know that.
We're going to have over 100 pictures that takes you through pictures that you haven't seen before, JP. I mean, we've pulled them out, and it just screams and talks about the story. So, yes, you got to put the Tampa Museum in, and there's no better place to do it than at the Tampa Museum. Again, we're trying to be part of this community like we are each and every day, and to try to bring in different venues to help us celebrate is special. And but the Tampa Museum one's coming up, and of course our home opener against the Jets. We're gonna, wear those 1976 white unis with the 50-year patch, and so that's September 21st against the Jets. We're gonna do something special for that Philly game, on the 28th.
Can you tell us? Give us a hint.
Oh, we gotta lay all this out there. We gotta lay it out. We're gonna be wearing our throwback uniforms. I'll share this with you 3 times this year. Okay, and
the Jets at
Seattle, and then there's gonna be one other time where we're gonna have a really creamsicle throwback, and that's gonna be on December 11th against the Atlanta Falcons, another division. So that's when we're going to celebrate the 76 team, because that's throwback and it kind of means it. So these things are all coming. And again, we have the best, and I've shared this with you before. I interact with all my counterparts, and nobody gets the support that we get, not just the Buccaneers, but the Lightning and the Rays. This is a sports town, and the fandom that we have in this city, in this community, is unparalleled. And we just want to try to give back and say thank you. And that's what this whole season's about. That's what our 50th season's about, to say thank you to this community for embracing us, for the support. I mean, we've got 3,600 charter seat holders, some of which were there last night. And we want to say thank you throughout the year on that. So it's going to be an exciting season off the field. But boy, and you could tell the excitement when Mike Evans was talking with Jason Light and going after his record, but
that was such a great behind the scenes story. I'd never seen the video of Todd going nuts on the sideline when they were walking through all are we going to do this? Are we not going to do it? That was so funny.
And Joel Glazer saying, the penalty the week before with the 6 yards, and
yes,
come back, and so there was a lot of memories. And Trent Cooper, I tell you, hats off. Nobody could have pulled this off, because he's a fan.
Yeah, he's emotionally invested.
He's emotionally invested. As he said on stage, he's watched every Buccaneer game since he was 7. Okay, how do we find a director that knows the entire franchise that well, that can come up with these storylines and, kind of pull it to life and have people be who they are? And that's really what he was talking about. He just wanted people to be genuine and to tell stories. And, we're up to 10 episodes, 8 to 10 episodes at this point. We don't know.
And we still don't know what platform or when.
No, we don't know when. We don't know the platform. And again, this 50th season, I think in my heart that this is going to be a big chapter of this whole documentary. So we haven't even written it yet. It starts on Sunday in Atlanta, 1:00. I mean, this is the kickoff.
Cannot wait.
But,
now this event last night, I know it was filmed. Is that going to be part of In the Current or something on the website? Will people be able to see what happened last night?
Yeah, we're going to release bits and pieces. We're still trying to determine, but again, we want to celebrate all of this.
Yeah.
So all we're doing is trying to collect it, and you were there, you witnessed it. I mean, it was unbelievable. Brad Johnson gets choked up talking about the Super Bowl. I mean, you just don't experience that, but he made time. His 2 sons, how about that? Johnson for a touchdown on Monday night. Team didn't win, but he left that and flew into Tampa to be a part of this with his coach. And Coach Gruden, unbelievable. And I mean, Coach Dungy has done so much for this, documentary as well. And these were just 5 segments, it wasn't at all. And everybody, I mean, Mike Allstott was in the audience. He wasn't part of this, but he's done, so much.
Work Done was there last night. I said hello to him.
Done flew in. I saw him up in Tallahassee with you, and he heard about the event. He says, "I'm coming. I want to come." And I'm like, "That's tremendous." So it was a special night, but it's just the kickoff to a very special season. So again, to all your listeners out there, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for the support on behalf of the Glazer family, our entire organization. That's what this season's about, to say thank you. Thank you to this community and to this these sports fans, and we have Buccaneer fans. We've talked about the UK fan club, across the pond, and the APL Bucs that we're going to see this weekend. There are fans across the globe of this franchise, and this is a special year. It's our 50th season, and the main message is thank you for the support.
Well, thank you.
Let's
thank
bring
you,
another.
Brian.
Yeah.
We've got Nathan Elliott in here who wants to say hello to you and thank you for all you've done for him. Greg DeCruz from Costa Rica said thank you to Brian. We have a lot of people in our comments that are saying thank you, and we appreciate all you've done and continue to do and all the things you pull together for the fans. I've never honestly, the Lightning and the Bucs are so fan centric. And I don't think people understand. Outside of this city, it's not like this. Most teams don't do the things you guys do. So we really, really appreciate that. It's been a good week for you with the FSU on Saturday. How was that?
No,
thank you for the pregame, by the way. That set everything up for me. That was a good day.
No, that was what a tremendous win up there, and the stadium looked good. But you talk about fandom up there as well. Sorry, Gator fans, but they pushed it over the top. What I was most impressed with and what I was worried about was when we went ahead and it was getting right before halftime and the skies opened up, and that wasn't just a little sprinkle. And Alabama got the ball back and they're getting ready to charge, and I was worried that the stadium would empty and it wouldn't be that 12th man that was there. And that's just an example of how important the fandom is. And
the students didn't move.
No, the students didn't leave.
They did not move.
And that's what we have in Tampa as well. So I just want to prepare everybody, because if we have some weather like that, their support and a couple gentlemen actually said it on stage last night was they did it for the fans. Mike Evans talked about it, and when he got that,
Tom Brady talked about it.
Tom Brady talked about the fans in Tampa and how special and how different they are. But Mike, when he was talking about that catch and getting the record last year, when he got up and he looked up and he saw the support. He was more excited for the fans and his teammates and his coaches than for himself. And that just says so much about that remarkable young man. And, so this is a special town. And again, each and every day that we can say thank you, that's what we try to do. We're just trying to pull together some events. Don't forget about that Tampa Museum, the whole picture collage.
Absolutely.
Opens up on that. Special night on the September 26th, and then it's going to open up to the public on the 27th all the way through for a month. We have our Salute to Service game coming up on November 9th. Oh my God, we have new leadership at both CENTCOM and SOCOM, and they've agreed as of right now, if their schedules permit, to be a part of that great. And that's Tampa. That's in the fabulous
Tampa
community.
Yeah.
And then
can't wait for that flyover. Yeah.
No, that flyover is going to be unbelievable, and in our 50th year, and to try to bring back some folks.
That's B2 worthy. That's all I'm saying. That's B2 bomber worthy in our 50th season. So work your magic with General Carilla, and we'll get that happen. We'll make that happen.
There you go. There you go.
All right, Brian. Thank you for your time, and thank you again for what an incredible event that was last night. Thank you for the invitation, and we're blessed to have you and your entire team working with the fans. It's going to be a great season. Thank you, partner.
Thank you, but it starts with the Glazer family and their
they've done an incredible
with
job
this community, with the stadium, and just bringing big events and trying to maintain a venue that they didn't have to. And it starts with them and giving us the resources and holding us accountable to try to create a fandom atmosphere and to always say thank you. And what's next? And listen. And how do we change it up? How do we reinvent ourselves each and every week to try to bring that fandom alive? And last night was just such a great example of it. And, a lot of those memories were long before they owned the franchise. So, it's a credit that is that valuable. I mean, to listen to Ed Glazer on stage and to kind of talk about, the meaning of this season to him and his family is just, you're right. You don't get that in a lot of other cities.
No, the owners and Trent said yesterday that Ed has watched every interview 190 hours twice. Twice. I mean,
he is
talking about investing.
To bring it out. Yes.
Yeah.
No.
Talk about. So that's owners don't do that.
Yeah. No. Not at all. Not at all. And
they are so emotionally invested in this, and I think the fans love to see that in their owners. And plus the fact that, they do all this stuff behind the scenes. They're not, they're not Jerry Jones out front looking for the limelight ever. They shun the limelight, but they do more for the fans and the players and creating a great environment than maybe any ownership group around. So they've done a fantastic job. We really appreciate it. It shows through. It really does show
Thank
through.
you for that.
Means something to them.
But thank you for having me on today, and thank you to all your listeners.
Thank you for coming on.
And your whole team. Thank you for what you do. Let's get the season started tomorrow night. The NFL season starts, and that kind of kicks.
Get that
it all
dub
off.
on Sunday,
and then let's go up there. Big division win on the road. What's better than that? And then
nothing.
We come back Monday Night
Beat
Football, national platform, beat Houston, and then we come home to our home, Raymond James Stadium, on September 21st. It's going to be epic. All the folks that are coming in for that game are going to be part of the halftime. So just hold tight for that. It's
do not go anywhere at halftime.
Uniforms, but do not go anywhere for halftime. That's going to be a special game. And I thank you again.
Thank you for your time. Appreciate it. Great Brian Ford there, COO of the Buccaneers. I'm telling you, we're so lucky.
How about that?
To have the Cowboys COO running around, handing out popsicles at training camp and free waters and everything, and coming on all the local shows and talking to all the fans, doing all the things he does. Nope. Well,
you know who the Cowboys COO is, don't you?
Is that Steven?
It's Steven.
Yeah. He ain't doing that.
Oh, he ain't doing that.
He ain't doing that.
You'll get more of that from Charlotte Jones. That's kind of her gig, right?
That's her role.
That's what she does. She's the chief marketing officer. So she does all that good, and she's really good at what she does. I love Charlotte. All the rest of them I don't give two craps about, but I do love Charlotte.
Rick asks, who is Brian Ford's counterpart at the race? Stu's cheap ass probably has his chauffeur, hot dog vendor, shoeshine man as his COO. I think it's Brian Auld. So yeah, I'll try not to be negative. Brian's a nice guy, but the stuff that Stu made him do, as compared, like Brian Ford doesn't get to, but this is what their ownership allows them to do and makes, wants them to do, to be involved with the fans, giving back. Like, what can I do for you? What can I do for you? And over at the Rays, they're like, what can we take from you? What can we take?
Yeah, the Rays,
2 stadiums. Give me one in Montreal, and you people build us one here in St. Pete, or you pay for it all in St. Pete, and we still can't pay.
The Rays don't even have a CEO listed under their officers.
It's like you see Brian Ford coming. It's like, what kind of accoutrement is he going to give you? A 50th anniversary badge like he gave me last night? So he's going to give me an invitation to something fun? You see the Rays coming. It's like, hold your wallet. What are they going to take? What do they want now? Oh my God. So funny, Rick. Nathan, I love you, brother. I can't put up every one of you, and I really appreciate you jumping in. Roger Goodell was asked about Taylor Swift's Super Bowl halftime show. Michael LaRue, good morning to you. He said it's a maybe. I feel like she would have already said no if she wanted. It's a maybe. It's a maybe, my ass.
No, it's going to be a maybe
until
the
Swift's
Chiefs
going to be doing
until the Chiefs make the Super Bowl. Then she'll say yes. If they don't, she'll say no.
She's doing the halftime.
We're going to know 2 weeks before after the AFC Championship game.
It's all in the script. Right after the engagement, then the album comes out. His American Eagle drops, and then this halftime announcement comes. I mean, come on.
Gross.
Are we serious about this?
Gross.
Come on. John Hill reminds us that Bruce Arians was on the Pat McAfee show yesterday with Joe Montana. What were they talking about?
I thought that was Joe Montana.
Who's what's the connection between? I mean, Bruce has coached everybody at some point or another, but I didn't know him and Montana had a direct connection. Of course he does. What else we got here? Anything else we want to get to today?
Arians was on the Chiefs staff when Montana was there.
Oh, really?
Arians was a running backs coach. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. James says, still amazing. John McKay drafted Doug in the first round to be starting quarterback. This was 1978. He was unheard of back then. So credit to John McKay. Yep. We had a very forward-thinking coach and a very racist owner in Hugh Culverhouse.
He played at Grambling. I mean, he wasn't unheard of. They were a good team back then.
Oh, yeah. Everybody knew about Doug Williams. He was a superstar. And Grambling, too. Somebody said, show the video of Allie Marpet and Brady. I think I sent you a little bit of that on stage. Allie's, he says he's down to 240. He looks about 180.
Yeah, I don't know that I have that anymore.
All right. No worries. No worries. Michael LaRue reminds us that UNC quarterback Max Johnson is the same age as Belichick's girlfriend, 24. What was she doing chatting him up on the sideline at the game?
Isn't Max married? I think Max is married, isn't he?
He might be.
I'm pretty sure Max is married.
We'll find out tomorrow. We'll ask.
By the way, LSU, LSU for 2 years, Texas A&M for 2 years, and now UNC.
Who's this?
Max Johnson.
Max. Yeah.
So
yeah,
I don't know what's happening.
He had that horrific. He was starting to play well, and he had that horrific leg injury that almost killed him.
Yeah.
It was Brad. It went to the hospital with him, and it was really touch and go. I mean, they were talking about amputation, all that. So to see Max back on the field is really unbelievable. And we'll talk to Brad about that tomorrow, about that whole, as a father, I can't imagine how
oh
that.
My gosh.
Right. And knowing, Brad had a very serious neck injury in his career, courtesy of Derek Brooks.
Derek Brooks.
This is not very nice. His good buddy. Yeah. So, all right. Anything else we need to get to today?
We didn't talk about the top 25 yet. We'll just throw that up there to stop things. Yeah. Because
Ohio State. What? Yeah, Florida State jumps in at 14. How about that? Right behind Florida.
Seems
their big win over
high.
LAU. What's that?
Seems kind of high for them to jump all the way to 14 from
it's
nowhere.
All meaningless at this point. Nobody knows anything. We were in the top 10 last year and ended up 2-10. Remember that? So if they want to put us up higher, let's go. Yeah, no, this is all completely meaningless at this point. But fun to see, fun to watch. Yeah. Ohio State, Penn State, LSU. Popping it back up, Georgia. So what do we got? Couple Big Tens, couple SEC, little ACC action with Miami, Oregon. I have no idea what conference they're in now.
They're in the Big Ten.
Same for Texas. Where are they this week? Clemson,
ACC.
So if we catch Notre Dame as an ACC team because they play mostly ACC team, and they are in basketball, every other sport. So 1, 2, 3 ACC in there: South Carolina, Illinois, Arizona State, Florida State. So it'll be kind of a referendum on the SEC this year, a little bit, right? A little bit. How many more good non-conference games do we have with the SEC? Florida's going to play Florida State. Obviously, Florida's got Miami, so we'll have an SEC game in a couple of weeks down there.
Yeah, Miami. Let's see: Pitt, Stanford, Wake Forest, Clemson, Virginia Tech, North Carolina State, and Florida. Schedule.
Yeah. So I'm wondering who's Georgia? Did Georgia playing any good out at a non-conference? They had Marshall this weekend. Are they been playing any like last year? They started with what, Clemson or no? They had a big early game last year. I forget which year
they did. I don't remember who it was. Let's see. They got Appalachian State coming up.
No.
Tennessee, Alabama, Kentucky, Auburn, Ole Miss, Florida, Mississippi State, Texas. Georgia Tech and Charlotte.
So their non-conference is Georgia Tech, Appalachian State, and Marshall,
and Charlotte.
Wow, Georgia. Wow. All right.
Right.
Jeez, Pete. But they play in the SEC. Okay. Well, do they play all the tough teams in the SEC?
What's so big now? Not everybody can play everybody every year. That's the drawback to that.
True that. All right. So Brad Johnson coming up tomorrow. Joey Johnston will join us tomorrow to talk a little USF football as well. Friday, we will have Scott Carter from FloridaGators.com with the Gator Report. And we've got, do we have Tito going to do fantasy football for us this year?
Sure. Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. So whatever else you guys want.
By the way, James, I did know what you were referring to there. Yes, it wasn't heard of for an African American to be a starting quarterback in the NFL back then. Yes, I'm aware of that.
Yes, it was.
I'm just saying he wasn't an unknown quarterback, and if anybody was going to be the first, it was probably going to be him. So
yeah, absolutely. But he wasn't the first though.
No,
the first black was it James Harris for the
was it
for the Rams? I don't know. We'll look that up. All right. Thank you guys for joining us. Appreciate Brian Ford, COO of the Buccaneers, for coming on. Pat Burnham joined us as well from the Burnham Brothers College Football Podcast. Must listen. They'll drop another one today, available at 3:00 on the FanStream Sports Tampa Bay YouTube channel and their own YouTube channel, the Burnham Brothers College Football Podcast. Have a great day, everybody. We will go Rays, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.